Let me tell you a little secret. People don't expect much from someone who's 85. They expect you to be quiet, fragile, fading. They talk to you like you're a child. They open jars for you before you even ask. They say things like, at your age, it's amazing you're still moving. What they don't expect is to see you deadlift 135 pounds in a gym full of people young enough to be your grandkids. And I don't mean a shaky one rep max kind of lift. I mean 5 solid reps. Form locked in, back flat. Grip strong, they stare. I don't blame them. I'd be surprised too. But what surprises them most isn't that I can lift at 85. It's that I chose to, that I planned for it, trained for it, built it day by day over the last 4 decades. Because I didn't start doing this when I turned old. I started when I realized I still had time to get strong, and that aging wasn't a reason to slow down. It was a reason to wake the hell up. Let me take you back. One, the wake up call that changed everything. I was 48, a single mom with 2 kids, working as a medical receptionist, barely scraping by. Every morning was a race: pack lunches, answer phones, pay bills, run errands, make dinner, collapse in bed. I didn't hate my life, but I didn't own it either. I remember the exact day it started. I bent over to pick up a bag of groceries from the trunk and my back snapped. Not literally, but something pinched and I dropped to the pavement like a rag doll. I just lay there. I couldn't move for what felt like 10 minutes. My son ran out and helped me inside. I wasn't injured forever, but I was scared, and that fear didn't go away. I thought, is this it? Is this where it starts? The slow slide downward, pills, pain, doctors, decline. But somewhere in the back of my mind, a louder voice spoke up. Not yet, not me, not like this. Two, building the body. I wanted to live in. I didn't join a gym right away. I started walking around the block, around the park, up and down my stairs. I set a rule: do something every single day, no exceptions. Some days it was 10 minutes, others an hour, but I kept showing up. Then I added light resistance bands. I did little workouts from magazines, those old black and white diagrams, lunges, planks, chair squats. It was humbling. My legs shook. My arms burned after 10 push-ups on my knees. But I didn't care. I wasn't doing it to impress anyone. I was doing it to prove to myself that I still had agency. After a year, I joined a gym. I was the oldest person there and probably the weakest, but I went anyway. I hired a 23-year-old trainer named Jeff. I said, don't go easy on me. Train me like you would your mom if you loved her but didn't baby her. He laughed, and then he did exactly that. 3, the 5 habits that changed everything. You want to know how I'm strong at 85? It's not the weightlifting. That's just the cherry on top. It's the 5 habits I built into my life like bricks. No shortcuts, no fancy gadgets, just discipline, repetition, and a little defiance. Let me walk you through them. Because if you're in your 40s or 50s now, you still have time. Time to rewrite your future. Time to build the body and mind you'll want to live in at 85. Habit 1, move every day, no matter what. When people say, I don't have time, I tell them, make time or make room for illness. Every day I move, even if I'm tired, even if it's snowing, even if my joints ache a little. I don't ask, do I feel like it? I just go. Some days it's strength training. Other days it's a long hike. Some days just stretching and breath work. The point is consistency. When you move, you stay in dialogue with your body. You understand it, you respect it, and it respects you back. At 85, I still walk hills. I still live 3 times a week, and not because I'm trying to stay young, but because I want to stay capable. Habit 2, cold showers train your mind. Yes, I do this every day. Yes, even in winter. No, I don't enjoy it, but I love what it gives me mental discipline. At 48, I read about how finishing your shower cold can help build resilience. I figured I'd try it for a week. It's been nearly 40 years. Every morning I end my shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold. Not because I want to, but because I told myself I would. That's what discipline is. It's not motivation. It's keeping promises to yourself, even when they suck. Now, when something hard comes along, a long hike, a rough workout, a difficult conversation, I'm ready. If you train your mind to face discomfort, life gets easier. That's what the cold taught me. Habit 3, read 10 pages a day. Fuel your brain. I've never stopped learning. When the kids moved out and my nights got quiet, I made a new rule: read 10 pages every day. Books changed my life. I read self help, biographies, psychology, neuroscience, philosophy. I started a little notebook with summaries, quotes, reflections. That notebook now spans 4 volumes. Reading has kept my brain sharp. At 85, I still remember names, stories, phone numbers, even dreams. I don't forget what I walked into the room for because I exercise my mind, not just my muscles. And you know what? The habit of reading also taught me how to be alone, how to sit with myself, how to reflect instead of react. When you stop feeding your mind, it starts feeding you garbage. Read something with depth, challenge yourself, let books mentor you. Habit 4, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This is the quietest, simplest, and maybe the most powerful thing I do. Every morning, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for: a good night's sleep, the way my coffee smells, my granddaughter's laugh. Some days, when life felt hard, I had to dig deeper. I've lost a son. I've battled cancer. I've gone through heartbreak and financial ruin. But I never stopped writing because even on the worst days, gratitude reminded me you're still here, still breathing, still capable of love. Gratitude is a form of strength most people overlook. If you make this a daily ritual, it changes how your brain is wired. It makes you less reactive, more grounded, more joyful, and it costs nothing. Habit 5, do one uncomfortable thing daily. This one takes guts. Every day, I do one thing that stretches me. At first, it was initiating hard conversations, asking for a raise, signing up for a dance class. Later, it was setting boundaries, trying new workouts, saying no without explaining. At 81, I signed up for a rock climbing intro course. The instructor looked at me like I was lost. I said, "Don't worry, I've done scarier things than this." I was terrified the whole time. My hands shook. I almost gave up halfway through, but when I made it to the top, I cried. Not from fear, but from pride. If you want to stay alive, you've got to keep facing the edge of what's possible. Otherwise, you start shrinking, and I didn't spend 85 years here to live small. 4. To Gen X, you're standing at the crossroads. Let me talk directly to you. Yes, you in your 40s or 50s. You're not old, you're becoming. This is the season of truth, the midpoint, the fork in the road. You can coast, give in, say, it's too late, or you can decide, I'm not done, I'm just getting started. You don't have to go cold plunge tomorrow or lift a barbell this week, but you do need to start building your future now. These 5 habits, they're not fads. They're not wellness trends. They're weapons, shields, blueprints. They're how I stayed strong, sane, and steady through grief, through cancer, through pandemics, through everything. I didn't wait for motivation. I built momentum. So don't wait for a diagnosis to change. Don't wait until you're ready. You'll never feel ready. Start small. Start now. And remember, you're not training for abs or Instagram likes. You're training for the moment your granddaughter says, "Grandma, can you hike with me?" You're training so that when you're 85, you're not watching life from the sidelines. You're right there living it. If I could go back to Margaret at 48, the one who lay on the ground scared and in pain, I'd take her hand and say, "You're stronger than you think. Start small. Don't give up. Your future self is waiting, and she's a badass. And she is, because I am. And if I can become this version of me, so can you." Well, if you made it this far, bless your heart. You've just taken a step toward a stronger, healthier future. And if an old gal like me can still do squats, garden for hours, and walk up hills without losing my breath, I promise you, it's never too late. But it's even better if you start now. I've got a whole lifetime of lessons to share, and believe me, some of them you don't want to learn the hard way like I did. So if you found this helpful or even just a little inspiring, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll be right here sharing more tips, habits, and a few laughs along the way. Take care of your body now so it can take care of you later. And remember, getting older is a gift, staying strong is a choice. I'll see you next time. Be good to yourself.